As we're getting started, I'm just going to introduce who I am. My name is Andrea, and I am a brain gym instructor, and I have been doing brain gym and studying it and learning about it for over 20 years now. And I'm an educator, and I have taught in the schools for over 20 years and used it with children, and got this really big passion on learning. I need to learn what are the physical skills that help support kids in the classroom. And just sort of a spoiler alert, if it helps kids, it helps us too, because a brain's a brain. So the great thing about me doing this over the past 20 years is I've been able to help myself as well as kids. And I've also developed a program of my own called Movement for Miracles. And that program was developed because, as wonderful as brain gym is, there are some kids that just need almost a pre-brain gym program. And that's what I've developed with Movement for Miracles. But today the focus is on brain gym, and I wanted to just bring to you a movement, one of the movements from the brain gym menu. So if you're not familiar with brain gym, it was developed in the 70s by Paul and Gail Dennison, and they started noticing that working with people with learning challenges, that if they took them away from an academic task and did specific movements, that it would just make the task easier. And they don't say this, but in my perception of it, it just kind of reorganizes the brain and makes it more ready for learning. And there's so much packed into their program that, we're just going to get a small hint taste today. What I invite you to do, just to play with me with this, is, as I'm talking to you right now, is to consider, as I'm talking to you, what ear are you using to listen? And so it's kind of a funny question, and that's why I'm just going to keep talking and talking so that you have a sound to think about. Are you taking in most of the sound from your right ear, or are you taking it from your left ear? If I was to start talking really quietly and you had to go up to the camera, what ear are you going to choose? The movement I want to teach you today does impact hearing. And the reason I'm asking you to think about this is because after we do the movement, I'm going to talk away and I'm going to ask you to notice if it's more balanced in both ears. So you might wonder, well, who cares if I listen more with one ear or the other? And the answer is, we always want a balanced approach to learning. We always want a balanced approach to being, because it makes life easier. If we're using both ears with ease, it's just easier to listen and be present. So let's see if this movement that I'm going to teach you makes a difference in that. But before we do that, I have one more thing I want you to check. All right, we all know that when we're stressed out, we keep stress in our shoulders, we tense up, and there's a number of reasons for that. Some theories suggest that we are instinctually protecting our reptilian brain stem here, the part of our brain that keeps us alive, basically heart rate, blood pressure, survival stuff all happens here. So we're protecting that, and it tenses up. And what Paul and Gail Dennison also noticed is that the shoulder muscles are very related to the structures around the ears. So we're going to do a little thing. I just want to see how much you can move your neck right now with ease without strain. And then we're going to do the movement, and then we're going to see if it made a difference in your neck flexibility and in your hearing. So this is really fun. It's very gentle. Take this, don't take it too seriously, but have some fun with this. So facing me and facing your computer without turning your body, I just want you to turn your head and see how far can I see behind me, and gauge that without strain in my neck. Just kind of look to one side and gauge that. And take a breath. And then turn your head to the other side. Just get a sense of how much flexibility is there in my neck. Okay? And if you're like myself or many, many people, you've spent a lot of the day on a computer, and that tends to do this. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some tension there. And if you're like anybody who's human, we're all always experiencing some sort of stress. So what we're going to do is a brain gym movement, and it's called thinking cap, and it's really basic and really easy, and you're going to be wondering, how can this possibly work? What happens is, I'm going to show you a picture of somebody doing the thinking cap, and I'm actually going to show it to you from Paul and Gail Dennison's book. Okay, so you can see a guy is grabbing his ears, and that's what I'm going to invite you to do. So essentially with the thinking cap, you start at the top of your ear, and it's almost like you're trying to roll the cartilage backwards, going down the ear. Okay, and as much pressure as you can take without hurting yourself. And everybody has a different tolerance level for this. Typically, really sensitive ears could really benefit from. Keep going. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit because we want to go up and down the ears 3 to 4 times at least, and giving them a really great massage. Something that you may not know is there's up to 400 acupressure points along the outside of our ears, and they relate to every system in our body, every organ, every system. It's actually unbelievable, but true. Okay, so we're just going to do this a little bit more because I really want to make a big difference in your hearing and in your stress relief. Okay, and I believe in talking about today, I talked about focus, and when we can relax our muscles, it's easier to focus on things. So not only are we creating stress relief, improving hearing, but we can improve our focus as well. So it's pretty cool. My ears are starting to feel warm now, so I feel like I'm good to go. So if you feel you need more, do more, but if you're good, just, we're good. Okay, so let's go back to the listening and the moving. First thing I want to do, we'll do it in reverse order, is I just want you to turn again and notice, can you see farther, and do you have a greater flexibility in your neck? And please type in the chat, because this is so much fun. I know for me, it works every single time, and every single time I'm completely amazed. And then I'm going to keep talking to you, and as I'm talking to you, you might be typing, I'm not sure. As I'm talking to you, tell me or think to yourself, am I using both ears to listen, or is it more one? And does it feel more balanced? Does it just feel easier to listen now? And yes, big difference. I know this stuff does not disappoint. Can you imagine? Thank you for writing that in the comments. Can you imagine if we just took time, like I don't even think I did that with you for 2 minutes, and we were able to release the tension in our necks? I mean, huge potential. And as you're listening, do you notice that you're able to listen with, it's just easier and it's just more balanced? Because we reduced the stress and we also stimulated all those acupressure points. Isn't brain gym fun? I love this stuff. I'm geeky about it, I know. So I want to thank everybody for coming, and just notice too, like with that reduced stress, do you feel more present with me right now? Are you feeling a little bit lighter and better, basically? Brain Gym is just this, I mean, we just did something really, really simple today, just a real taste of it. It's a fantastic program. I am teaching a 24-hour course next month if you're interested. And if you just want to know a little bit more theory about why that works, not just the acupressure points, I can read from you this book called Smart Moves, Why Learning Isn't All in Your Head by Dr. Carla Hannaford. And I'll just quickly tell you, it's just a one-liner that she talks about that this exercise actually wakes up the whole hearing mechanism and assists your memory. And this woman is a neurophysiologist, and in her book, she gets into the neurophysiology of why all this works. But just everyday speak, you're just waking up your memory system and your hearing mechanisms. So enjoy this, put it on your calendar to do this. Yay! And thank you all for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. Wendy, yes, you felt a big difference. Yay, balanced. Yeah. Isn't it amazing? Yeah. So simple. I know. Oh, good. I'm glad. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments.